And joining us live from Israel is Defence Forces spokesperson, Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan Conricus. Really appreciate you making the time for us. Thank you. What is the reason for the delay in hostages being released?
Hello, good morning. Thank you for having me. As far as I understand, and there are reports coming out, we are waiting for final confirmation and approval and basically signing the deal on behalf of Hamas. I understand that that has not yet happened, but more details are with the Prime Minister's office than with the IDF at this time. In any case, we are prepared on the ground to respond to unfolding events. As of now, and I emphasize as of now, we continue operations as before. We continue to apply pressure on Hamas and to fight them wherever their strongholds are. And if and when other directives will be given by the Israeli government, we will implement them.
And when do you expect that will be? When will you expect to see those first hostages released, and when will the pause in fighting begin?
Yeah, well, I think we'll have to see. It's middle of the night here now in Israel, and usually important decisions aren't well made in the middle of the night. So I think we'll wait until the morning. Until then, we continue combat operations. And according to what I've heard so far, we're talking about a delay until Friday. And we will continue operations regularly until then. But I have to emphasize that it is really fresh information that is still a bit unconfirmed. But what is clear is that we are fighting on the ground. It's clear that Hamas is fighting against us. There obviously are intentions to implement this deal. And of course, we want our hostages back home, these women and children that have been held for 47 days in Hamas captivity. And we would like to see them home, but of course it needs to be done in a supervised and orderly fashion.
And what more can you tell us about how exactly that will happen logistically? There has been a lot of talk about the Red Cross being involved, but that organisation has said in recent hours that it hasn't been briefed on the plan.
Yes, I am at this stage not entirely sure what their part will be. One, of course, would have hoped for the Red Cross and other humanitarian organizations to be much more geared towards taking care of Israeli civilians and actively seeking to see our hostages and make sure that they are taken care of medically and physically and mentally. That hasn't been the case. I am aware of a certain mechanism that I cannot disclose so far, but I am aware of one that is the planned mechanism, whereby we will be receiving our hostages after they are cleared and brought to certain locations. Then we will take them to hospitals for immediate medical evaluation and, of course, meeting with their loved ones. But there are still many details to be finalized on the ground. We have to be very sure that we maintain security here. We know that we're dealing with an organization that has violated ceasefire agreements before. The last time was in 2014. So we have to be careful with our troop security and facilitate this deal if and when we are ordered to do so by the government.
And how worried are you that the ceasefire will help Hamas regroup?
That is a concern that we have, and we've been addressing it ever since the government voted on the situation on the deal. We voiced that to the government, and we also said that we, the IDF, are capable of facilitating, but that we have to be vigilant. We understand that Hamas will use any pause in operations in order to replenish, maybe take a breather and try to replenish itself in terms of ammunition, operatives, and their logistics. I don't think that Hamas will take the time in order to care for the humanitarian needs of the civilian population in Gaza. They don't appear to be really high at the list of the priorities of Hamas. And we will make sure that we are vigilant on the ground and won't be surprised by any actions that Hamas may want to take as they use the pause in operations.
Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan Conricus, always appreciate you making the time for us and sharing the information that you can. Thank you. The world's watching. Looking forward to seeing developments on that hostage front. Thank you so much.